Hi everyone. Today, little man's asleep in the car seat behind. Can you see? Well, I say asleep. He's now stirring. Time to wake up. He's just had an hour's nap, which doesn't normally happen in the morning. So I wanted to talk about baby groups. I am now taking Arthur to his first baby group. He's obviously like 6 months next week, and we are attending our first one today. So when I said he was asleep, I lied. But yeah, so we are off to our first baby group together this morning, a sensory one. So I'm super excited, and hopefully I can video some bits just to show you the kind of things that you can expect at a baby group. Depends whether I'm brave enough to get my phone out and video. But yeah, it's been, obviously I took Sidney when he was a baby, and I remember how scary the first ones were. Then you get used to having, obviously Sidney's a toddler, he's 3. You get used to having a toddler that they're all of your distraction because they're talking and you're like really interacting with them. But obviously with a baby there's a lot more time that they're just silent, so you can then interact with other mums, and that's when it becomes scary. So I just wanted to do a separate vlog about baby groups and just getting over that fear, like who finds them scary, who finds them cringy, who goes but doesn't dare kind of go. So we are off to our first one, and I'll be back later to show you how it was, how I felt, and if we're gonna go again. So say bye bye, Arthur. Say bye bye. Yes. He's probably going to drink his bottle the whole time through it because it's now time for his morning bottle. So hopefully he'll get to play. But yeah, guys, catch you back soon. Say bye bye. Bye bye. Who's that face in there? Who's that? Snotty nose. See you in a bit. So we done the baby club. It was absolutely fantastic. So when we first entered the baby group, you go through the double doors, and then there's kind of like the waiting area. It's like a little calf at the bottom, and there was probably about 4 or 5, about 4 mums in there already with their little babies, and they were chatting, and it was like they had met each other before. So I was like, oh no, are they all part of like a play group already and already know each other? So instantly I was like, oh no. And I sat there and I was like, do I join in their conversation, or are they having a conversation together? But I think you've just got to go in there as if everyone's there just to make friends. And even if you haven't met anyone before, you can you've all got something to talk about, and you've all got something in common anyway because you're a mum. We all sat there, and then there was a few more that kept turning up, and it's probably about 15 mums altogether, maybe around that. And yeah, we instantly started chatting. It was really nice to ask the other mums how old their little ones were, whether they're weaning, whether they're breastfeeding, what stage they're at, whether they're sleeping or not. I think that was the most refreshing thing, because I've got a lot of friends who have got children, and we've got my sister-in-laws on my side of the family, and like I say, all of my friends who have got children, but I don't actually have any friends at the moment who have got newborns. So that's a really fab thing, is to go and connect with other mums. Obviously I talk to a lot of mums who have got children, babies the same age, on social media and everything, so that's always nice. But it's really refreshing to see people in person, basically, and see the baby, see their development. And yeah, it was just I instantly just thought, yeah, this is a great idea, even though I was so nervous. And when I walked in, I was like scared, anxious, felt embarrassed, you know what it's like. And I have been to this play group, you know, 3 years previous and only a couple of months ago. But I was with Sidney, and like I said earlier, when I've got Sidney, he's so bolshy, and you're with him, so you've got someone because you're chatting away, and if you feel silly or embarrassed, it doesn't matter because like I've got my little buddy with me, and he's like a proper little person now. So with a baby, you're not, I mean, I do chat to Arthur, but you're not having a conversation. So yeah, there's a lot more anxiety, I suppose, with just Arthur. So anyway, we all had like a 10-minute kind of chat, and then the lady, her name's Leanne, came down, and it was time to start the baby group session. So we all went upstairs, and it was into like a really beautiful setting. The room was lovely. It's very calming, quite dull lighting, but of all like the sensory lighting. So it was a sensory session, which is absolutely fantastic for the babies. And if you don't have time, I had a lot of time with Sid because I was on maternity. Everyone I knew was at work, so I was constantly googling, you know, what stage should they be at, you know, how to teach him this. But with Arthur, unfortunately, I don't have the time because I'm running around and prepping meals. I'm taking Sidney here, I'm bringing him home, so you don't unfortunately get, well, I personally haven't found the time to spend with Arthur like I did with Sidney. So the sensory sessions are all about touch, feel, movement, so they are absolutely fantastic because you've got someone there helping you. So we entered the room, and all of the mums sat down in like a sort of semicircle, and you had Leanne, who was hosting the session, in front of you, and everyone was laying their babies down in front of them. They had cushions for all of the mums to lay their babies down. There was a mum and dad there as well with their baby, which was super cute to see. And yes, we laid all of the babies down for them to kind of watch us, and then Leanne would sing a song, do the actions, and then we were obviously doing the actions in front of our babies for them to watch us. Obviously I lay Arthur down, and he was just not having any of it. He was just like, actually, I don't want to lay down and watch you. I watch you all the time. Like, sit me up. So he was like, ooh, like straining. So I was like, oh gosh. So I sat him up, and I sat him on my lap. And that was fine. He was watching everyone else. He was just not interested in me, so he must see enough of my face googling at him. I do find with Arthur that I do spend the time, I suppose we just sing more songs because Sidney's around, so we're singing a lot more and doing a lot more actions. Whereas with Sidney, when he was first born, I used to find it really embarrassing, even though it was only me and him. Probably because my voice is like, oh, absolutely shocking, it's terrible. But I didn't really sing that much to Sidney, but I just do with Arthur because it just becomes more natural, I suppose. So anyway, so they're sitting there, they sing the songs, we do the actions, then there was a lot of like moving them up and down, touching their head, touching their toes, and it's just really, really good if you don't, like I say, have that time, or it's just really good for them to like see other babies as well. So we done a lot of sing-song all in the circle, and then they stopped for sort of 10 or 15 minutes, and they had these beautiful, the theme was space. So they had two little stations. One little station was on like a fluffy rug with green tube lights, and they had like teddy bears and bits and pieces on that one. So I laid Arthur down, as you've seen on the pictures. It was the big green one. Laid him down on there, and he was kind of rolling over and seeing the other babies. They don't pay too much attention, but it's still really cute for them to look at other babies, and it's obviously really, really good for them as well. They're obviously like trying to grab each other's hair and like shove in their faces because they have no idea what they're doing, but it's still like really fantastic for them. And I was sitting there with other mums, and you're kind of like laughing with your baby and like, oh, don't pull his hair and don't yank at his foot, you know, and you're laughing. And I'm quite excited to go next week because I think next week I will know, I'll see hopefully the same faces, and you'll just feel that little bit more confident. So yeah, we moved on to the other station, and they had like plastic bottles, empty ones, which had like dried pasta shapes in, so when you shake it, it makes a different sound. They had ones with water and glitter in, so obviously they could see all the different movements. So it was a really, really fantastic baby group, and even though I was so like cringy, embarrassed, and you know, you come out of there and you're just kind of exhausted from putting on that, oh, are you okay? So how old's your baby? Yeah, oh yeah, this is Arthur. And it, even though like you want to talk to them and it is really good, it's still, yeah, it's total cringe, to be fair. Unless you are really confident, yeah, going and you're natural, then you're super, super lucky. I struggle, even though I can talk on a video, I still struggle face to face with people. But yeah, and then we all sat back in the group again. They turned off the lights. They had a bubble machine on, and to see all the babies' faces just like watching the bubbles, they were just like, whoa, what is this life? So my advice to anyone would be like, don't be scared. You know, it's all mums that are trying to take their baby to something new, you know, and it's also getting out of the house as well, which is just fantastic for everyone. So my advice is just scrap it, like forget all of the feelings that you've got, just get your butt down there, because once you start going regularly, you'll realize the benefits, and you know, you could become lifelong friends with those mums. And it's really, really good, one, to get out of the house, see other babies, how they're doing. It's no comparison, like we all just parent completely different, and at the end of the day we're all just totally rocking it because we're doing what's best, what we think is best for our baby. So yeah, I would 100% say get that baby group booked up, and get down there. And if you have been to one and yeah, it's your first time or whatever, then do ping in the comments and let me know what your experiences was. And I hope, fingers crossed, that you all love it and you're all going to sign up and keep going. If anyone is local to Norwich, then the one I went to is Twinkle Toes, and it's just fantastic. The way they plan and prep and the way they host it, yeah, they are just fantastic. So yeah, let me know how you all get on in the comments, guys. After the baby group or baby club, I had to go into the city, as I was having a deep tissue massage. So we went into the city. I had to nip into the bank as well. Whilst I was waiting to be seen in the bank, I was trying to feed Arthur. It was probably about 40 minutes after the baby group had finished, and yeah, we sat down and check it out. So tired, bless him, could barely keep his eyes open to have his lunch, and that never happens. Lunch always comes first. And so he has now slept for a total of an hour and 15 minutes. Like, this is unheard of, absolutely unheard of. All I can say, baby group rocks, absolutely rocks. So if you can get past the awkwardness, the embarrassment, the cringiness, for them, for the babies, it is just perfect. So roll on next Wednesday. Like, do they have a membership? Anyway, guys, that's it. So yeah, that's our little take on baby groups. We are hooked. So thanks again, guys, for watching. Thank you to all of my subscribers. A couple of hundred views on like a few of my videos. It's crazy. So I'm super excited. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, then make sure you do subscribe, guys. And I'm going to start posting my Facebook account link and my Instagram link as well. So yeah, catch up with you soon, guys. We're going to, hopefully I'll just sit here for another 15 minutes whilst he sleeps. Then we'll get Sidney and we're going to go home, and I'm just going to chill out because I ache. But yeah, see you soon, guys.